Hi, my name is Michael Petticord and I run ilovedrseuss.com. Today I'm going to be talking about a book called McElligot's Pool. And it's a very interesting book. It's one of the first Dr. Seuss books actually that was printed in full color. It's published in 1947 and I have to say up front, this is probably one of my least favorite Dr. Seuss books that he published. I'm not actually sure why. And people are probably going to disagree with me, but you know, everyone has a reason for their opinion. But basically, the story goes: this kid, Marco, is sitting in a little pool, and he's trying to fish, and he puts his worm on his hook and he puts it out into this little pool. It's just a tiny little pool, but he's just sitting here imagining all the fish that are probably swimming around his hook just waiting to bite. And it just, you know, it's really interesting that all the scenes surrounding the pool are in color, but the other ones are in black and white, the ones that are actually out there. So it's kind of interesting, that part. But it really, it's very similar in my opinion to the book, and to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street, because it's just, oh well, this and it's getting bigger and bigger, and you know, you've got a brass band and you've got all those elephants and the whole parade, and it just keeps getting like this. You know, you've got the town and he keeps, you know, he's got his hook in the water and it's going out to the sea, and you've got all these crazy outlandish fish that are in the water, and it's you know, it's very similar to a lot of other Dr. Seuss books, but I think this one kind of, the characters, the fish are all kind of interesting, but there's not really much to them. You know, it's just, oh, here's one that's this and one that's that. To me, they're interesting, I guess, but they're kind of simple, and it's a lot of imagination here, but it's not like a lot of other Dr. Seuss books, because there really is no story here. It's just saying, oh, there might be a fish that's like this, and there might be a fish that's like this, and there might be a fish like this, and you know, there might be a swordfish that has to have another fish come around, you know, carry it around, and you know, there might be this kind of a fish, and there might be a catfish, and there might be this kind of fish, you know. You know, it's showing that Marco definitely has a lot of imagination, but to me it kind of like wears thin after a while. You've got all these fish, and it's showing, you know, hey, he's making a time of imagination while he's sitting there bored trying to catch a fish. But to me, it's not really one of Dr. Seuss's best works. Sure, it's colorful, sure, it's vibrant. Actually, it reminds me a lot of Happy Birthday to You in terms of the way it's drawn, but you know, and it's got some really colorful, interesting pictures, and this is probably my favorite picture of all. But to me, it's just kind of interesting. It's just kind of boring, actually. It's not very interesting. You know, he's just sitting there waiting for some fish, and that's basically all that happens, and he's imagining what could be. But I guess it harkens back to, like I said, and I think that I saw it on Mulberry Street, where he's sitting there and he's imagining what could be, but ultimately he's just sitting there. So he's just kind of not really going anywhere. But a lot of Dr. Seuss books have been that way, and they've also been very successful, like If I Were in the Circus and If I Were in the Zoo, and several other Dr. Seuss books. I can't even think of all of them, because all of them have this very similar premise. Sitting here imagining what it would be like if, and they can be very interesting. This one's just not one of them. So, you know, you may love this book. Personally, I don't think it's one of his better ones, but you can't have a home run every time you come up to bat, to use a sports analogy. So, if you like this book, great. If not, you know, there's plenty of other Dr. Seuss books. He's written over 50 plus, so I'm sure you'll find one that you absolutely love. But thanks for watching, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks.